Hi guys and welcome, my name is Jude and today I am here to do a review of A Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. This cover is ugly, so I'm just gonna hide it and show you the new ones. Yay. Okay, so Throne of Glass. I read right after finishing A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. A Court of Thorns and Roses I already made a review for. I hope it's already up. It should be up before this one. So I'll link it down below. But I read it and I liked it, but it had a little bit of some flaws, you know, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars because of those flaws. And I was like, I don't know. It has some effy qualities to it. So as I said, I finished with A Court of Thorns and Roses, but I was still feeling that whole like epic adventure thing of sorts, and I knew what Throne of Glass was about. It was, you know, about an assassin who's on a quest of sorts. It's a bad summary. That's a really bad summary. But that's what I knew about that book, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see how it goes. If it's better than this one, just go with it. And I began to read it and I was like sucked into the story like that. What really anchored me into the story was Selenia, the main character. I hope that's how it's pronounced, but she was the one that really got me into the story from page 1. I really liked her as a character. She was so unique and so badass, and I don't think I had read another character that was quite like her in YA, because she was an assassin, and I've read books about assassins, but not one that was quite as vicious as she was. You know, she was unforgiving, she was wild, she was like, yeah, this is what I do. I am an assassin, I own it, I am the best, and I know it. She enjoyed the thrill of the kill, and I mean, of course she had some conflicts, internal conflicts inside as to what's right and what's wrong, and you get to see a little bit more of that in the second book because I am already reading the second book. But right off the bat, she was born and raised to be an assassin. She was trained for that her whole life, and she embraced it. She embraced it as the one true thing that she's good at, and the one thing that she is. She is in every single aspect of her an assassin, and that's what she projects to others and where her confidence comes from. So let me just read you a little bit of what's in here. It says, 2 men love her, the whole land fears her, only she can save them all. I feel like that's a bit misleading. I bought this book when it was published, and that was in 2012. I bought this book so long ago. And I bought it because so many people were saying that it was so good, but I wasn't sold on it. So many people kept recommending it to me and telling me that it was really good, so, you know, I was like, okay, you know, I'll give it a chance. And I left it on my shelf for 3 years, and I was like, meh. The thing is that I don't really like love triangles. I find them to be really stressful and oftentimes very poorly done. And, you know, it says 2 men love her, and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be a really stupid book. It was not. I was very, very surprised about it because, yeah, 2 guys are into her, but I wouldn't say 2 men love her. It makes it sound like it's a huge part of the story, but it's actually not. It's very subtle. There is 2 guys, one that clearly likes her and the other that shows some sort of appreciation to her. And by the end you're like, okay, he really cares about her and he likes her. But it's not like a love triangle of sorts. Not really. I mean, I believe that it's going to eventually grow throughout the books, but it's very subtle in the first book, and I really like that because it made it seem natural. Both guys are very different. One is, I have no idea if it's in summary, and I don't want to spoil you. Yes, it is. The Crown Prince will provoke her, and the Captain of the Guard will protect her. So it's the Captain and the Prince, the both guys that are the main protagonists around Selenia's life. But they each play their own roles very well, and it's something that I've noticed about Sarah J. Maas's writing. She makes really complex characters that really grow throughout their novels, and I noticed that on A Court of Thorns and Roses, and it was also here, so I really like that. Each character is so complex and so unique, and I just wanted to know more about every single character. I am honestly dying to know as to where Selenia came from, and I already bought the novella The Assassin's Curse. I have it there, but I'm too lazy to go get it, so picture. And I know that the novellas are like small adventures before she started with her quest in this book, but I'm really hoping that we get backstory because she is so fascinating. Now I think I haven't told you what this book is about, now that I think about it. But it's basically about Selenia, who is a vicious assassin, but she gets captured. You learn this throughout the novel because it starts when she's in prison in this really cruel prison slavey kind of thing, and then the prince comes for her because it turns out that he needs a champion. The king of the world that they live in needs an assassin of his own personal champion, so he's gonna do a contest with a lot of vicious killers from the land, and they are all going to compete to be his one true champion. So the prince goes to that prison hellhole kind of thing, and he's like, Selenia, what's her name? Selenia Endovier? I don't remember. So, Selenia something! I will sponsor you to be the king's champion, and you will go with me to the glass castle, and yeah, I will sponsor you through this competition. So it's basically about that. She's taken out of this rotten hellhole of a prison where she was a slave, really mistreated. She's taken to a castle to start with this competition of sorts to become the king's champion and eventually earn her freedom. That's the main plot. Now, something that took me aback and I wasn't expecting, because I'm stupid and I don't read summaries very well, is that there's magic in this book. It's a fantasy book. It says here, when magic has gone from the world. There's magic in the story. I was a bit taken aback by it because I thought it was just going to be like an assassin story, but there's like magic-y things going on. So, yeah. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, which is a very different 4 out of 5 stars rating from the one that I gave A Court of Thorns and Roses. With A Court of Thorns and Roses, I had like my little Effie qualities, and with this one, it's just that it's not my typical story, but I really enjoyed it for what it was. But I don't consider it to be as memorable as to be a 5-star all-time favorite of mine. Even though it was a book, my 5th favorite book of the year, 2015. Just so you know, it was really good. So the magic aspect, it took me a little bit out of it. It was weird. That was the only weird thing. It wasn't bad. It was well mixed into the story, but it was weird. Overall, as I said, 4 out of 5 stars. I really liked this book. It was quite the adventure. I really liked Selenia's character. She was great, and she has been growing so much. And I'm reading Crown of Midnight is the name of the second book. Yeah, Crown of Midnight. I'm already reading it, and I'm really enjoying where things are going, and I'm excited to continue. I already have book 3. I hope I like the series to continue with it, and I'm excited for the prequel. That one I'm reading whatever happens. Even if I don't like this one or whatever, I'm reading the prequel in hopes of learning more about Selenia because she was such a cool, fascinating character. So if you're a bit hesitant about love triangles and whatnot, give it a go. You might actually like it and be surprised about it. As I said, the characters are very complex on their own. It's a fun story. It's not like a deep, meaningful kind of thing, you know, but it's just a fun time. I thought it was really cool, and it does live up to its hype. It's a really hyped story, but just know that you're going in for a fantasy YA book that's a fun time with cool characters, and just, it's a badass. That's what it is. It's not like all deep and meaningful. Don't go like looking for that. So yeah, do let me know if you've read it, if you liked it. I am looking forward to changing my edition to a nice hardcover of the new covers. It's a good cover change. And yeah, do let me know in the comment section if you like it, if you don't like it, why didn't you like it, why did you like it, have you reviewed it, have you made a review for it before? I will check it out if you have. And well, yeah, I'm eager to continue on with the series. So yes, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!